Okay, there is a reason that I'm making this video. It's DeepSeek. Now everybody is talking about it, and a lot of people have no idea what DeepSeek is. Everybody knows what ChatGPT is, but they're not really sure about DeepSeek is and why everybody is talking about it. Other than that, it's a Chinese company and it has done something in the US. Okay, but there is another reason that I want to make this video. And the reason is that 2 years back when ChatGPT came out, I ran around my college campus with a laptop to tell people that the world that they are living in has changed. We were right at a cusp in history, technologically. And when I started accessing the DeepSeek reasoning model, the open source DeepSeek reasoning model, which I access it through their web interface, I felt another shift technologically. Plus whatever has happened in the stock market, plus whatever chatter is going around on your social media and on your news networks. And to add to that conversation, we have this video. So I'll show you what I did with DeepSeek that made me really impressed and really look forward to the future. So first, this is the DeepSeek website. So if you go to DeepSeek and you press deepseek.com, you'll get this interface. And you press start now, or you go to their app. The app is available on Android, and DeepSeek V3, that is their latest model. And you can see over here. So if you want to know how good an a model that is a large language model is, there are quite a few metrics, and I will not go through these metrics, but on your own, and you can see all of this. V3 is the latest model, and as it compares to GPT-4, Claude, Llama is the open source model. Quell is another model. Claude is from Anthropic, and GPT is from OpenAI. So you can see all their metrics over here and how they are good as compared to the other large language models. Now, once you click on this, you will go to this. I have a prompt that I give to all of these models: Google, OpenAI, Llama, um, to know how good is it. One, it's based on um, animation. Two, it's based on a little bit of coding. Three, it's based on physics. So my prompt that I give is, again, I don't make a large prompt. I want it to understand what I tell them. I just told it I need an HTML that's used, a language that's used to make websites, CSS, a language that's used to make websites neater, and JavaScript. It's also programming language to make or visualize a solar system in animation that I can see it on a web page. Now I have not told it explicitly, but it understands. Now what you have to understand with DeepSeek and something called Deepseek R1, remember this, is that it is a reasoning model. Now what's a reasoning? Can you see this? It thought for 12 seconds. Now, the chat GPT that you have in your phone, it doesn't think. It's something called as a next token predictor. Predicts the next token, and then based on that prediction, you get, and it does fantastically well for normal tasks. Now, but as the tasks get more complicated, it has to reason just like you and me. Think about it for some time. Maybe go back on your plan and think about it. So I told it to think, and I told it to do this, and then it gave me a few answers, but some of them I didn't like, not exactly what I'm getting to. So I asked it to think again. So now it thought for longer. Now what I want you to see is its internal monologue. It thinks like you and me. So it says, so the problem I had was the planets on the outer orbit were moving too fast, and I asked it to check the speed of the planet step by step. Now it goes, okay, the user has asked me to do that, and it goes through and it checks its code and it finds that, oh, it is way too fast. And then it says, wait, it can't be right. Now, this is exactly how we also think when we work through analytically through a problem. And this is what was the aha moment for me, because I have, when you're working and you're looking at this chain of thought, it's called chain of thought, thought as a chain. We are at a cusp. Now, mind you, this is only going to get better in the next few years, few months. It will be able to think better, reason better. Imagine what that can do for us. Okay, so it thought and it thought and it thought, and it did its next iteration, gave me the code. I was still not satisfied, so I kept asking it to, and this has taken me about 10 to 15 minutes. That's it. If I had to write this, which HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, I'm not a programmer. I like dabbling in programming. I'm an amateur, and just out of pure interest and curiosity, and it's fun. So I tend to do it. But it would have taken me a day at least to work through all the equations, trying to make sure that it lands up within a web page. So I went through iterations and iterations, and finally it ended up giving me what I wanted, 95% of what I wanted. I have not written a single line of code. Only the idea was in my head, how I wanted it to look like. And there's something also special over here. I don't need to copy and paste the code in a code editor, or a development environment to run this on my computer. I can just run it by clicking. So can you see this? So you see the sun over here. I can see Mercury. I can see Venus. I can see Earth. I can see the moon. There is a slight, what can you say, eccentricity to it. But it's forgiven, completely forgiven. I can make changes to it. It'll take a little time. I can see Mars. Let me zoom. Even the zoom, I told it I need zoom, and I also needed pan, so I can move this between planets. I have Jupiter, I have Saturn, I have Uranus, and I have Neptune, and they're all moving relative to each other with um, um, almost an approximate speed at which they would go. The orbits are also approximate. I have not made them entirely elliptical, but they are approximate. But to show a visual representation of planets, I, 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 I couldn't have done better. This is better than what I would have, you know. So if you zoom out, that, my friends, is what Deepseek can do. We are at that cusp in history where uh, these AI models can reason. What a time to be alive! What a time to be alive!